Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we'll be doing the challenge from Ifrit Chaos. This, of course, is the new Chaos stage they just added for the World of Illusion Ultimate stages. The team I'll be using today is going to be Vanille, Serah, and Basch. Vanille, of course, is just the best character to fight Ifrit, but Serah, of course, just got her upgrade, so let's see how she performs. So this is probably a much stronger team than you're going to need for this stage. You can see I have 3 purple weapons going into this. Alright, so the HP goal here is 20,000, which is actually pretty high. I can eat this first Hellfire and be fine. A couple reasons. Agrius is able to heal the other 2 if they take any hits after this when I swap her in. But also, any future Hellfires should handily hit Basch and not hurt the rest of my team. Alright, so you don't actually have to open with Wound on Serah anymore. You can actually open with Moonlight because she already has her buff from Wound. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to go ahead and open with the Dispel here to get rid of that defense buff. You can see this team's pretty fast. I just took a lot of turns in a row. Now the trick here with Serah is you don't want to run out of abilities too quickly, but you can spam through most of it if you have good artifacts. See how much damage Death does now. The nice thing for this fight as well is when the trap triggers, it's going to remove 2 buffs. So later in the fight, you don't have to use Dispel quite as much. You're able to just use Death. Same with Serah, you don't have to use Wound to maintain her buff anymore. Her EX will maintain it for you, which is amazing. Okay. You can see it comes up very quickly. It always did, it's just that now it does pretty respectable damage, so. So that's sort of what you're going to do with Serah if you're going to worry about running out of abilities, is you can use her HP plus a lot more. Okay. So, I don't worry too much about letting Basch actually tank. He's mostly here to eat the Hellfires. If a single target HP attack does land on, Vanille or Serah, it's not going to make or break the score, so it should be fine. He's really mostly just here to deal with the nasty stuff that can happen later. So you do want to get rid of Ifrit's speed buff. That was one of the 2 framed buffs there. That speed buff is really problematic. You can see Vanille just took a hit here. I'm still well under the mission here. So that speed buff is going to give Ifrit the ability to take back-to-back turns on occasion. You do want to get rid of that. So the first part of the fight is pretty straightforward. You basically just bash him. So you can see that just went right ahead and removed the buffs from him, so that's pretty nice. So between the attack down debuff and Basch's naturally high defense, you can see he doesn't really hit that hard either. This isn't quite as dangerous of a fight as some other Chaos fights have proven. So that death is definitely going to re-break him, and that's going to be really nice. So he's about to do Hellfire, so I'm actually going to try not to get broken here. Not because Basch won't survive it, but because it'll hurt the score a little more if I take an extra break that I know is coming. You can see it does almost no damage. But so now it's going to instantly re-break him and take those buffs away. So there goes his regen buff. It's not a health regen, it's a brave regen. It's mostly just there to give him a little bit of kill pressure against you. So you can see, it does have quite a lot of hit points. Slowly whittling him down here. This is, this whole fight is sort of a test of patience. Of course, Basch, with his ability to heal himself, pretty well eliminates any problems you're going to run into with, with your hit point for the score and everything. He's basically unkillable in this fight, so I'd like to use a wound here, but I really can't because the debuff isn't really going to land. It's only going to land poison anyway, but he's still got 2 frame buffs in the way, so gonna hold tight on that. I'm going to let Death strip them off. It turns like that, it's nice to dispel him. You don't want to let his buffs sit for too long. If you have Death ready and he only has 2 buffs, you can go ahead and let her EX strip it. If you don't have it ready, you're going to want to cast a spell. Alright, so once he's under half, his stats are going to jump up a little bit here. From this point, it's important to burn him down a little harder. You don't want to sort of run out of steam as this fight is going. His stats don't go up that much, it seems. As you can see, I'm still hitting it for max damage. And part of that is Vanille provides a lot of attack to the party, as well as a pretty powerful attack and defense down debuff here. Okay. I'm also going to start using these now that we're about half health. Now this is an avoidable Brave Break, but it should be okay to take it. Fortunately, it did trigger his resist veil. I don't think that'll be much of an issue. Go ahead and pop this to taunt him. And I can also pop Vanille's ability here. At this point, if I wasn't already hitting damage cap still, I certainly would be. This absolutely just stripped a ton of, I didn't just strip defense off of them, I also just gave my team a ton of extra attack. Alright, so you can see there's a Hellfire incoming. Basch is going to eat that with no problem. So I don't want to swap him out just yet. I actually want to swap him out right after this attack hits. And again, Vanille's trap should re-break him right after the attack. Alright, so we top off his own hit points here. Swap him in for Agrius. And I would like to summon on this particular turn because I feel like she's probably going to deal enough damage with her EX that she can benefit from the extra max brave. Yeah, so... Now, Silence does actually stop a lot of Ifrit's attacks, which is nice. And it will delay Hellfire, but not stop it. I need to make sure I use Moonlight here, because this is going to buff Agrius fully. And I'm going to use one Knight's Pride here, and that is simply to heal Vanille a little bit. I can see I have a few too many of these very short duration debuffs all in one time here. I don't think that's really a problem. Don't actually need any of them. They're just sort of there to lock him down a bit. Okay, so this is an interesting turn. He still has the trap from death. Using it again is possibly a little bit wasteful because I can benefit from putting it back on him. But it gives her a lot of longevity to be able to use it as frequently as she does. So if it comes up that early, I'm probably just going to use it. So there, I used a Dispel not because there was anything to dispel, but mostly just to use her abilities a little more evenly. She has actually had more uses of Dispel left, so that's what I went with. And here I can reapply the poison. You can see it's definitely worth using it because I already have the trap put back on him again. And this is why you want to use 3 abilities in a row if you're trying to get damage out of Agrius, because you can get a second Howler Bolt. Now, you're not going to get a second Howler Bolt if you're trying to just lock an enemy down with multiple guaranteed paralyzes, but I like to do it this way. She actually does pretty respectable damage while she's out as a friend unit, so I want to get as much out of that as I can normally. So I'm going to use a Brave Plus since there's an all Brave attack incoming. And Basch should swap back in here. And I think I'm actually pretty safe to use this. So he's still silenced, so whatever attack he was doing, it would have been Conflagration. He's stopped by that, so that's pretty nice. use Vanille's last ability here. And you can see just how ridiculous your basic stats can get in a team with this many auras and such. I've got nearly 50,000 max brave on the whole team, just from auras and buffs and such. It's actually kind of great. Alright, and that's the fight. As you can see, it's not super dangerous. I brought Basch just to avoid the Hellfires, and even he was more or less unnecessary. Anyone with a very minor heal would have gotten that job done just as well. So you can see, just boosting your attack high enough to get through his 50% stat boost is really all you have to do to get through this fight. And just be a little bit cautious of some of those area brave attacks. Alright guys, well thanks for watching, and good luck on this one yourselves.